Hell yeah.
I think I have to like click on something. So yeah, we're good to go.
Hell yeah. They said the first time is the best. It's a huge honor to have you on our Quebec radio show, Prescription Punk Rock. For people that don't recognize your three beautiful face or voice, who the hell are you?
We're Bloodstrings from Germany, from Aachen, Germany.
Yeah.
So shall we introduce ourselves as well?
Yeah, please.
All right.
I'm Manny. I play guitar and shout a lot.
Hi, I'm Selena, and yeah, I'm singing and also shouting a little bit.
And I'm Nick. I play the huge violin.
And the
Our drummer
band.
Patrick is not here, unfortunately. He's injured, but he's with us in our hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he's fine. Not that bad.
It's seemingly not that bad, but
Phew.
yeah.
The Bloodstring, thank you so much. I love the project. I repeat myself, but I did listen to your music and I find it really interesting. Maybe I'm at that time and age that I'm doing the opposite of people. It's not about nostalgia, it's about finding something different. And that's what I found in your music, something different, another approach. And it's still punk rock, but there's a mix with a lot of style of music. So we see that you have a lot of influences. But for people in Quebec that unaware of the project, how the band started up, how you met, and how that crazy idea started up.
Yeah. We met when we were like 14 or 15 or something in school and went to concerts together. Nick and me, we went to the same school together. And Nick and Patrick and me, we come from the same small town in Western Germany. And yeah, like this is when we all got to know each other. But the band started a little bit later. We had several bands before that, and at some point we were all like listening or liking the same music, which was punk rock and psychobilly at that time. And Nick got his first upright bass, and so we thought, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. Kind of like the instrument defined the musical direction.
Yeah, I guess honestly, it started like we started in psychobilly and horror punk because actually Nick really wanted that upright bass.
They all put in on you, Nick. They all say it's your fault, like it's bad. It's a cool
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I'm so sorry. I dragged us into something both beautiful and horrible at the same time. Isn't that poetic?
Yeah, in the beginning we were like heavily influenced by bands like I don't know, Creepshow or Horror Pops
Or Necromantics.
Necromantics and lots of stuff like that, but also punk rock and a little bit of metal. So yeah, that's how we started.
Wow, Creepshow are a really close friend of mine. Every era of the band, 'cause they changed the lineup a couple of times, but yeah, I love them. Great band, great Canadian band. It's psychobilly is like Celtic punk. It seems that it's everywhere for people that are unaware of the scene, but when you get in it, it's a really small family, and there's not much band when you think about it compared to punk rock, skate punk, or
Yeah.
even metal, depend on
Yeah.
what style of metal. But it's cool that you mix everything together. Like I said, I felt that Germany is a really open mind to music, and you like it hard, like in metal, in punk, or whatever, even country. It seemed that musically you really challenge yourself, and with the culture and everything, it creates something very different for people like me in Quebec, for example, or people in the US, because it's not sounding just different, but like I said, with the culture and the background of the country, it brings something really interesting. Was it something that you challenged yourself to do, or it really came naturally?
It came naturally. We started with like genres like horror punk and psychobilly. We were heavily influenced by that in the beginning, but yeah, our roots are actually in punk rock because we all listen to bands like Rancid or the Distillers when we were very young. So yeah, that's always that genre always stuck with us. So we kind of went with the flow, I guess, and it's yeah. Now our style is more punk rock-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
And I guess if you look at punk rock as a genre, there are so many like categories beneath that or styles you can play punk rock in, and yeah.
I think also like since we're all like those kind of musicians, we get, I don't want to say bored, but we don't want to stick to like just the one thing, you know, like every time we play like a song, someone would be like, I want to do like a cool metal thing in here, and the other person would say like, I want to have like a big like, you know, punk rocky chorus or whatever. So we basically just smush everything together because we never wanted to be defined as like the band. Yeah, they have like this one style,
Yeah.
you know.
It would be feeling caged in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the metaphor, like being in a cage, but it's true because you close some doors. And when you do as you do, every festival you can fit with anyone. It work with any band. And I think it's interesting that bookers bring different style of music in their venues because hearing three band that sound the same, you know, it was cool when I was 20, like drunk as ass, but now with times I like diversity. That's what all music is all about, you know, not creating
Yeah.
the same thing. Like, oh, a band at work and everybody followed the line. And I think it's sad. It's a choice, but it's cool that you didn't follow any line. And how was the music when you start the music scene when you started up in Germany? From what I heard, it's really divided. It's not like in Quebec, every band know each other's. It's kind of a huge family. People try to help each other's and it seems just one scene. But in Germany, it felt like there's a few scene around, and not everybody's working with everybody. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I do think you get that right. Because it's like Germany might not be like the like a huge country, but since we have a very like this very high density of like different cities and different areas, you meet you meet just a lot of different kinds of people. Like people in northern Germany are like way different than people from southern Germany, for example. Same goes for east, middle, and west. So just like, you know, like going into different directions, playing different festivals in different directions, you have like different people with different backgrounds, which is a beautiful thing. But yes, obviously creates like a the diversity also creates some sort of you know, like different scene building, and we always wanted to break through that. Obviously, so do tons of bands. The cool thing is you can do a whole tour in Germany and do like very different kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Through our like musical diversity, we also recognized pretty early that we fit with different bands. So you could put us on a stage with a metal band or a street punk band or ska or psychobilly or whatever, and it always works.
Yeah, and mostly people that don't know us would be like, "What the fuck is this now?"
Yeah,
And that's a good thing. When you arrive where nobody knows you and you start playing and they're like, "Oh my God," you see the reaction. Oh, we're into something. I think we're gonna get them. But it's cool. It's really cool because you work your ass. That's what I felt through the music I listen. It's not something that yeah, you have fun, but it's kind of you take it seriously the way you create. And I think it's we felt that, you know, that conflict creating those songs. Is it, you know, with times, because you've been doing that for many years, is it more easy now to write music and write lyrics than back in the days when you started up?
I guess we improved in songwriting. I mean, our English wasn't that good when we were kids. So yeah, we really try to improve that and also give our lyrics more meaning. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's important. You know, back in the days, I remember when I bought the CDs, I had the ride in the bus and I didn't have CD player. So all I had to do is read the lyrics. And that's where I start to understand, oh, they're trying to say something, those bands. and then you learn that words, it's a huge weapon. And it's cool that you understand that. One of my favorite band is Bad Religion. And it's because first of the lyrics. It's you know, it's thing that, you know, make people think and can change their vision of life and the vision of music and reality. It's crazy what we can do with words.
It is.
Yeah, totally. Like when we played our new songs live for the first time, yeah, it was actually amazing that we actually got very good feedback on the lyrics, and people actually got what we were trying to say, and people were moved by it. And I never thought that we could be a band that, yeah, like moved people, and that people thought that our lyrics were touching. So that was actually the best feedback we could get.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy when somebody came to you and say, I read the lyrics, man, it changed my life. You're like, you got a gooseball because you don't think you know, when you create, you don't think about that. It happened. And that's when you realize that, okay, we're not rich. Sometimes we do show there's no people, but you know, at the end, that's why we do it. And the influence you got to young kids or new band or whatever, that, you know, they love you, they love what you do, and they try to push themselves harder. So we're all there for a reason, I think.
Totally. I think you get that like 100% right, because I don't know, for us it's like the biggest win if there's only one person in the audience that we like speak to. That's like the only win, quote unquote, we need.
It's so true. And you know, I don't know if you know the band Straight Line, because you got an interesting point about Germany. He's one of band that want to kind of unite the scene, and he's frustrated because it's not working at all. But you know, when you look at it, you know, when you were kids, how did you discover music? How music came to your life, every one of you?
When we were, I mean, we met when we were like 14, and there wasn't any streaming platform, so actually we used ICQ. We were like, oh, did you cool song? And you send it via ICQ.
Yeah, or also like, do you remember I just thought about this the other day, like when we started the band, our first social media platform was a MySpace, which is crazy if you think about it nowadays. Makes you feel old as shit, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's not like that long ago, it's like roughly 10 years or something. But yeah, I think that was the beauty back then, that you would exchange music by like, you know, like just hand each other like CDs, or we're in that generation where the internet like slowly got important, so we send each other like MP3s of songs that we just found somewhere or put on our computers, but also through live shows, you know, like when I think about the local basement shows where there's like a lineup of 5 or 6 different punk bands, you would just go without knowing any of them, you know, and just discovering it like that. And I couldn't think of like a better way to discover new music, other than, you know, just seeing a band live and like, oh, they're cool, I'm buying their CD or whatever.
I think music was more precious back then. At least it felt more precious, because like when someone asked me, oh, do you know that band, Bad Religion? I'm like, no, how would I? There's no streaming platform. I wouldn't know. I get songs sent by ICQ.
Yeah.
And then someone showed me like, oh, this Bad Religion is really cool, or that's Sum 41. I'm like, oh, it's awesome. And then and I'm like, hey, can I do you have a CD? Can I rip it, or can I like download it somehow? Can you copy it for me? and then it's like a treasure, and you keep it. And you have a little CD collection, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Piracy was kind of a thing, also.
It was everywhere. It's so true. But there's so much point. Yeah, I remember ICQ. I'm 41. MySpace changed the radio show. Like without MySpace, I wouldn't be here because it was the first time that the people involved in the band were behind, the screen. I remember I wrote to you, No Use for a Name. It was Tony Sly who write me straight, oh, you have a radio show, let's do something. So all my contact went through MySpace because it was the first time it's not somebody outside the band that work a web page and keep it alive. But yeah, it's crazy. And you're right, it's crazy when you think about it. Like now music, it's like going to McDonald's. You listen, it's good, and then it's done. But back in the days, it had value more than just like the physical thing, the spiritual thing that you get through that and your identity. Remember, it was easy to know what you were listening to it when you go to the malls. Everybody got shirt. Oh, he's a metalhead. Oh, he's a rapper. He's an alternative dude. we lost a lot of people with ICQ, MySpace, and alternative music. It was a thing in the 90s. But yeah, you're right. And things have changed so much. But I think that there's always a good and a bad side. And now it's way more easy to promote your band. And it's way more easy to be aware of what's happening around the world than back in the days where, here in Quebec, like compared to Europe, what's happening in Europe, we got that 5 years after.
But also the other way around, right?
I guess streaming platforms or how music is distributed today is it makes it on some points it makes it a little bit easier to get to know new music,
more approachable.
Like I don't know, I could listen to some underground bands from whatever Mongolia or something, and I wouldn't think I couldn't think of how to do that back then. So.
Yeah. And what I, because there was no after MySpace, like there's no platform that are near what MySpace did, because it was all about the music. And for people that don't know MySpace, it's like Facebook, but you can choose songs that you enjoy and promote bands, and so it was really cool. But it's kind of sad now because like people don't get the value of music, but it's cool to see that there's way more band than ever.
Yeah. So like as you said, everything has like a good or a bad side, and I for one, of course, I see a lot of development in digital distribution of music critically, but on the other hand, I rather choose to like embrace things and see how you can like explore new things instead of just being against it and not going with the flow, because times change, people change. We're in our mid-30s. We're not the youngest generation of music listeners anymore, which is good. So why not give things a chance.
Yeah. And kids are there. The pandemic changed everything. It was a huge game changer for everyone. A lot of people are still, you mean kids? Yeah, the chats is a good example, man. They're taking the world over. Amy and the Glue Sniffer, she's taking the world over, like that. And they say like she's the new Iggy Pop, and you go like she got millions of views on YouTube, and people don't get it, like, because it's not like Nirvana. You don't gonna hear them on the radio, but go check them. It's crazy. And like, we if we were 18s when the pandemic, happened back in the days, I'm sure we'll kill somebody, man. We're like a generation so frustrated, and we like those kids lost 2 years of their life. So everything has changed. We're in a new world right now. So you're right. You're right. It's not about like whining. It's about embracing new thing and trying to trying to do what you love and enjoy it.
Exactly. Most important thing of all.
How's gonna be the rest of the years for you guys and girls with the release of new music? Where there be show around Europe and Germany?
Yes, so we're about like in a week or so, we're about to have our last open air festival for the year. We've done tons of cool festivals now in May, June, and July. We're having one more, then there's gonna be a small break where we just do, you know, private stuff through August. There was one gig we were supposed to play in Hamburg in August, but it was canceled. So right now we're just focusing on getting the last preparations done for a cool European tour we're doing for like it's 2 legs, starting late September, going all the way through late October. And we're gonna hit like, you know, some Central European countries. We're gonna be in Germany and in Austria. We're gonna be in Hungary. We're gonna be in Czech Republic and also in Belgium and the Netherlands. You know, like a cool small round, and a few more shows in Europe. Hopefully, we can make it back to the UK, because playing in UK was always very important to us. So we're working on that. We just like 2 months ago, we actually just visited Quebec. We played to Pouza Fest
Yeah.
in
I'm so
Montreal.
sorry I miss you. We got, you know, the pandemic make us having another baby. We have three teenager here. So
Right.
yeah, we really try hard, but it was impossible. And I'm so sorry because like people that were there that saw you, they were like fucking blow mind. They were like, wow, man.
Oh,
Didn't see
nice.
it coming.
Oh, that's so good.
It was a great show, and Montreal was really lovely.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed it there. Really cool. Like yeah, we saw a lot of bands and singer-songwriters in the clubs, and it reminded me of Manchester Punk Festival. It was the first time I experienced a festival like that, where you just like where the whole city is like a festival, and never had that before. It's really cool. So in
So
Montreal, it's just awesome. And I think we ate poutine. I mean, for me and Manuel, it was a vegetarian version, but we ate poutine like every day.
Yeah, every day. So good though,
Yeah.
right? So good.
Well, we're not the best in vegetarian restaurant. I think it started up like 10 years ago, but it's way better than it was 10 years ago. But you really have to find some. It's not everywhere. And it's kind of sad because there's a lot of people. My girlfriend is vegetarian, and it's kind of hard sometimes. So yeah, you go to the poutine, but after 3 days of poutine, you're like, oh damn, man, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So good, but it's so rich, you know what I mean? Like so much food. But yeah, when you're in Montreal, man, like we're not like when we visit a foreign country we've never been before, like we're all for it, man. You know, we wanna eat what the locals eat. And every other local would say like, yeah, we eat poutine. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do that all the time.
Yeah.
We use, like, I remember when I was studying German, my teachers was so like, what the fuck are you doing going at 3 a.m. in the morning after drinking all night, eating a poutine and then go to sleep? Yeah, man, we do that all the time.
Yeah, you got no other choice than fall asleep after a poutine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the wake
It
up is
sobers you
bad.
up immediately. It sobers you up immediately. That's what I loved about it. Like it really soaks in all the alcohol in your body. So it's either like the perfect you know, like
Late night snack.
yeah, like to prevent you from being hungover, or it just like one night it just like sobered me up like immediately and rescued my rest of the night so I could check out more bands. Like
It's
like
so
in the
cool.
first like in the first night, we arrived in Montreal on Thursday, but we played our set on Saturday, so we had like two full days of like, you know, just checking bands out. And on the first night, we ended up in that club where Sean of the Creep Show was singing in an Operation Ivy cover band, and it was like the best thing because after a while I was in that club, I was like, what? Like, where the fuck am I? What am I doing? It's like 2 a.m. I'm in Montreal on the other side of the world, and listening to this Operation Ivy cover band. It's a great night.
Yeah, we started out that day like with drinking Long Island iced teas in the afternoon or something. Yeah. So yeah, I guess Putin saved your life that day.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, because like the Fufun has the best price in alcohol in the old Quebec. Like it's so cheap, and now with the pandemic, price are so higher when you want to buy a beer or something, and they have such cheap price in PM in the. So like yeah, you get drunk really easily at the Poudza. It's our one of the best festival in Quebec because yeah, you nail it. It's like you're in the middle of that crazy city that is Montreal, really punk rock, and there's like 5 or 6 venues. This year there was no outside show. Back in the days, for a couple of years, it was huge. Like the headline were outside, and it was free for people. And but now, with the pandemic and I don't think the government give them money. They don't have any subvention, so they're all on their own. So yeah, it's great, and I love Hugo Moody from the St. Catharines, huge St. Catharines fans, and Guillaume from the Lost Love and Matt from the Smashers. They're crazy for doing that. And actually, the festival is kind of based off Gainesville in Florida. They have the festival there, and it's kind of similar. So it's cool that we have that in Canada, and it's the only place we have a festival like that in the whole Canada.
And we love Canadian people. I think we're safe to say that. I mean, we used to play Top the Creep Show, but we also played with other Canadian bands, with Pew Pew Pew, with Gutter Demons. I remember they're from Canada too, right? So
Yes.
we've met quite a few Canadians in our day, like on the road in Europe, and it was so good because when we finally arrived in Canada ourselves, we met so many people we met in Europe on the road, and everyone was like, isn't that crazy? I mean, that's like the most beautiful thing as a touring punk rock band, right? You just meet like your kind of people like all over the world.
Yeah,
It's so true, and you see that people traveling. It's crazy. Like, yeah, I think that's the reward, and that's what magic about music. It's not just music. That's the thing, and that's the thing with the punk scene. It's we're a family, and it's so cool that we're able to live something like that, and that it's still alive and well, man. And it's cool to have you in Montreal. We will definitely have to do that again, and you have to come to see me in Quebec City. It's 3 hours from Montreal. So as you realize, Canada is a pain in the ass to cover if you travel.
Oh yeah, so big.
It's huge.
Yeah, because you have to drive sometimes like 8, 9 hours to get in the city. It's just like
holy moly.
it's nonsense.
Yeah, I remember, like, was it Mobina Galore? We met Mobina Galore quite a few times before in Germany.
They're from Winnipeg, right?
Yeah, they're from Winnipeg, and didn't they say like they had a travel that was almost as long as our travel coming all the way from Europe? Like that's how big the country is.
I
Like,
mean,
oh my God.
we flew 8 hours to play half an hour set.
Yeah, when you think about it.
So stupid, but worth every second.
Thank you for losing money in the name of music.
We got a government funding, we're fine.
Yeah, it's different in Germany. I think like the government is more aware of the importance of culture than our leader, our great and amazing Justin Trudeau. We love him deeply.
Yeah, it wasn't like this all the time. Like I think
Yeah.
this project that the government has now started, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years maybe ago.
Is it like uh, the singer from The Outsider Joys? It told me like you can take a year off from your work and do something you want, and you still have money, entering. I think it's a program. I don't know if it's still there.
No, it's not that kind. Like, I don't know about the thing you are referring to, but the project we were talking about is just you can like participate as a young band, and like, for example, if you have a new album and you want to have promotion for it, you can participate and just say, hey, that's our project, that's our album, that's what we want to achieve, and you have to fill out a ton of paperwork. But if they see that you have a vision, you might get in, and then if they think, hey, it's worth a try, it's worth supporting that band, then they will. And it's actually, it helped a lot of our friends, a lot of bands we're friends with, and it's actually really cool because it opens up a lot of opportunities for especially young musicians.
Yeah.
I think for a punk band it's kind of strange to get like, funded from the government.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you
have to destroy the system from the inside.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. It's like back in the days. I'm sure you know DOA. It's our legendary band in Canada. DOA were touring a lot in the U.S. and they did it during the Olympic. And when U.S. team were winning, you had a free burger at McDonald's. So they were like, man, we fucking hate McDonald's, but it was free burger every time they win. And that year they fucking win a lot. So I'm sure they lost money with that. So, but you use the system for you. So it's a good at the end, you know. I think it's all about that. It's not about denying and you know, it's like now, like how can you not consume? Like it's just like having a foot in and having a foot outside, and it's more easy to criticize. And I think it's not a bad thing. It helped the band and people have music, so it's a good thing. And you can say like fuck the government after that when the money's given, like
you
oh
gotta,
fuck you.
You gotta see it that way. The more punk rock occupies the system, the better.
Yes.
Amen. Zoom just they say that they're supposed to allow me 40 minutes free without like buying like the premium or whatever. And actually it's 33 minutes, those fuckers. I don't know why they're writing 40. We will have to do a part 2, but before we leave, what the best way for people that have money for music to help you directly encourage you guys? Is there a website, Bandcamp, or whatever?
All of them. Like if you want to support us, if you want to buy our merch or buy our records,
buy our shit.
Yeah, buy it. You can go to our website bloodstrings.com, I think it is. And you can find like all links on there. Like you can buy our new album off our label at duckletone.de. You can support us on Bandcamp. You can support us on every other platform. Actually, you can also buy all of our albums on Amazon as well, but don't do it.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Of course, we will wait for you to come back, and thank you for the pizza. For people that don't have money, we get you. We're punk rocker, and we know society it's getting the price higher. So just go to any platform, listen to their music, go see them live, and sing them loud.
Woo! Yes.
Yeah.
Bloodstring, you're my new favorite friends.
Thank you, man. You as well. Hope to see you in person not too long from now.
Yeah.
We will definitely have to do something, and thank you. We're gonna do a huge special on the radio show and play as much music as we can. Make sure I send all the details to listen. We're not a podcast show. It's confusing now. We're live in a radio station. It's the first francophone radio station in the whole Canada outside government.
Really?
So it's pretty rad, and we're lucky to be able to do that. So make sure we're gonna spin you out, put the level higher as we can, and thank you for your time and generosity.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. And now I know what you're drinking. You know, you didn't see me, but I'm recording. Wine, we got beers. We're way better than back in the days with beers.
Yeah, it's the early evening over here in Germany, so yeah, we're having one more glass of wine.
Yeah, and I just finished a project, so I want to have my glass of wine.
You deserve it. Thank you so much, and cheers. Thank you, Bloodstrings.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Merci.
You.
Bye bye. Merci beaucoup. Cheers.
Precision is what you need. No more inhibitions, set yourself free. Just let go, that's my only plea. A punk rock precision is what you need.